If I had to start UGC all over again in 2026, I would do it differently. Not because UGC is dead. I actually think UGC is still one of the most realistic ways to start making money online as a creator without needing a huge following. But the way people teach UGC online can make it feel way more confusing than it needs to be. You'll hear people say, just make a portfolio, just pitch to brands and get paid. But then when you actually try to do it, you're like, okay, wait, but what do I put in my portfolio? What do I say to the brands? What do I charge? How do I not get taken advantage of? And how do I actually stand out when so many people are trying to become UGC creators right now? So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I would start UGC today if I was a complete beginner. I'm going to talk about what UGC actually is, what brands are really looking for, how to pitch your portfolio, how to find brands, how to pitch, what to charge, and the mistakes that I would avoid if I were starting over. And I want this to feel realistic, not you're going to make $10,000 tomorrow. Actually realistic. Like what steps that I would take if I wanted to get my first paid brand deal and build up from there. So grab your notes because this is going to be an in-depth one. First, let's clear up what UGC actually is. UGC stands for user-generated content, but in the creator world, it usually means content that looks like it's made by everyday people or a real customer, but it's created for a brand to use in their marketing. So this could be a TikTok style video, an Instagram reel, a product demo, an unboxing, a testimonial, a voiceover video, a before and after video, a routine style video, or even just an aesthetic B-roll of a product. The biggest thing to understand is that UGC is not the same as influencer marketing. With influencer marketing, a brand is usually paying you to post on your own page because they want access to your audience. With UGC, the brand is usually paying you for the content itself. They might use that video on their own social media, websites, emails, TikTok shop, landing pages, or paid ads. So you don't need a huge following to start UGC. You need to be able to create content that helps a brand communicate a message, show the product clearly, build trust, and ideally help people take action. That is why I always say that UGC is not just making cute videos. It's content creation with a business purpose. Brands are not paying you because they want another video. They're paying because they need content that feels authentic, relatable, and useful to the customer. And this is why UGC is still relevant. Brands are still using creator-style content because it helps them show their products in real life instead of only relying on overly polished ads. Recent creator marketing coverage has shown that brands are investing more in long-form creator storytelling, especially on YouTube, because audiences are already more engaged there. So why would a brand pay you for content if they could just create the content themselves? Because most brand-made content feels like an ad, and people are really good at scrolling past ads. UGC works because it feels more natural. It looks like something that someone would actually post. It shows the product in a real routine, a real home, a real gym bag, a real morning, or a real problem. Brands need a lot of content to test. They need different hooks, different angles, different creators, different formats, different pain points, and different versions of the same message. One video usually does not tell them everything. That's why brands test multiple pieces of content to figure out what actually performs. This is also why being a UGC creator can become valuable. You're not just handing over a random video. You're helping a brand create content that they can test and potentially turn into something that drives sales. In my course, I teach that UGC creators are paid per piece of content, not necessarily per post, and that brands often use UGC for ads, websites, and marketing rather than only social media posting. So as a beginner, the mindset shift is this. You are not trying to become famous first. You are trying to become useful to brands. If I was starting from zero, I would not start by pitching 100 brands with no proof of work. I would start by building skills first. Because if you don't understand how to make a good UGC video, pitching will feel really frustrating. You might send emails and get no response and think UGC doesn't work, when really the issue might be that your portfolio, examples, or messaging are just not strong enough yet. So the first thing I would do is create 5 to 10 practice videos. Not for paid brands yet, just for practice. I would choose products that I already own: skincare, wellness, supplements, makeup, clothes, shoes, literally anything. Whatever fits the type of brands that I eventually want to work with. And I would make different styles of videos. One unboxing or first impression, one product demo, one voiceover, one aesthetic B-roll video, one problem solution ad, and maybe one day in my lifestyle video where the product is naturally integrated. This matters because brands want to see that you can do more than one style of content. My UGC course portfolio module teaches creators to include different styles of videos so that brands can understand what you're capable of. And I would not overthink this in the beginning. Your first videos will probably not be perfect. I know mine definitely were not either. But you need examples. You need reps. You need to watch yourself back and ask, does this feel natural? Is the lighting okay? Is the audio clear? Is the product clear? Would I keep watching this? That's how you get better. Once you start practicing, I would focus on a few simple things that instantly make your videos better. The first one is lighting. Natural lighting is your best friend. Film near a window. Avoid harsh overhead lighting. Don't film in a dark room unless the brand specifically asks for a nighttime cozy vibe. The second is audio. Bad audio will make your video feel low quality quality immediately. If you're doing a talking to camera video, film in a quiet place, turn off the fan, TV, AC if possible, and avoid any background noise. The third is framing. Don't put your camera too low. Keep it around eye level. Make sure the product is visible. Make sure your background is not too distracting. The fourth is movement. UGC should not feel like one long clip of talking forever. You want cuts, product shots, close-ups, texture shots, using the product, showing the packaging, showing the result, showing it in your routine. The fifth is the hook. The first 3 seconds matter so much. A weak hook sounds like, hey guys, today I'm going to talk about this product. A stronger hook sounds like, I didn't realize this was the reason that my morning routine felt so chaotic. The hook does not always have to be dramatic, but it does need to give a reason to keep watching. In my filming and editing module, I teach that high quality UGC starts with a simple production basics: natural lighting, stable shots, clean backgrounds, clear audio, etc. And honestly, you do not need expensive equipment to start. A phone, natural light, a tripod, and CapCut are enough for the beginning. Once I had 5 to 10 solid practice videos, I would build a simple portfolio. Not a complicated website, not something that takes 2 months. A simple Canva website. Your portfolio should include your name, contact information, a short intro, the types of content that you create, your video examples, any brands that you've worked with. If you haven't worked with any, that's fine. And a clear way for a brand to contact you. If you don't have paid brand examples yet, that's okay. Use spec content. Spec content just means sample content that you created for practice. You can use products that you already own and create videos as if you were hired by the brand already. But here's what a lot of beginners mess up. They make a portfolio that is pretty, but the videos are not strong enough. Your portfolio is not just supposed to look cute. It needs to show brands that you can create content that they could actually use. So when you're choosing portfolio videos, make sure to ask yourself, is the audio clear? Is the messaging clear? How does the lighting look? Does it show the product being used? Questions like that. Your portfolio is basically your proof of work. Brands need to see what you can do before they can pay you. And I would rather have a simple portfolio with strong videos than a beautiful portfolio with weak examples. Once your portfolio is ready, then I would start looking out for opportunities. There are a few ways to find UGC jobs. The first way is through UGC platforms. Platforms can be helpful because brands are already looking for creators there. Some examples are Billo, Incense, Join Brands, Trend.io, Coley, Fiverr, Upwork. But I would not just rely on platforms. Platforms can be competitive, rates can vary, and sometimes you're waiting for opportunities instead of creating your own. The second way is direct outreach. This means finding brands that you genuinely align with and pitching to them directly. This is where I think a lot of better opportunities come, especially if you want higher paying opportunities and long-term collabs. In my course, I teach both approaches, applying on UGC platforms and doing direct outreach, because both give you more opportunities and helps you avoid depending on one source of leads. If you're doing cold outreach, I would highly recommend to use Bento. The pitching platform is amazing and they have thousands of brand contacts. You can set up email campaigns. It's just great. If I was starting over, I would make a list of 50 brands. I would look at brands and niches that I already understand and naturally fit into. For me, that might be wellness, fitness, supplements, skincare, activewear, travel. Then I would check if they're active on TikTok, Meta Ads, TikTok Shop, Amazon, or influencer creator campaigns. If a brand is already running creator style content, that usually means that they understand the value of UGC. And I would not just pitch the giant brands. I would pitch smaller e-commerce brands too, because they often need content, but may not have a huge in-house creative team. Now let's talk about pricing. A lot of beginners send pitches that sound like this. Hi, I'm a UGC creator and I'd love to collaborate with your brand. Let me know if you're interested. That is not terrible, but it's very generic. Brands get a lot of messages like that. A better pitch should be short, specific, and focused on the brand. You want to show that you understand their product, their customer, and how your content can help them. So a better pitch could sound like, hi, insert brand name. I'm, insert your name, a UGC creator who creates natural, conversion-focused content for wellness and lifestyle brands. I came across your specific product and immediately thought that it would fit really well into a morning routine or post-workout recovery style video. I'd love to create a few UGC concepts for your team, especially around specific angle, and a third specific angle. Here's my portfolio link. Would you be open to chatting about UGC content for an upcoming campaign? That's simple, but it's stronger because it's specific. It should be about how you can help the brand. In my pitching module, I teach that brands look for clear value, personalization, and concise outreach with a direct CTA. I also teach that generic pitches often get ignored because they lack a clear value proposition. And please follow up. Most people send one email and then just stop, but follow-ups matter too. I would follow up again around 3 to 5 to 7 days, and then again around 10 to 14 days. Not in an annoying way, just a simple professional follow-up. Something like, hi, insert your name. Just wanted to follow up in case this got buried. I'd still love to explore UGC ideas for insert brand name, especially around specific product or campaign insert. Happy to send over a few concepts if helpful. And now let's talk about pricing, because this is where so many beginners get stuck. There is no one perfect rate. Your pricing depends on your experience, the quality of your work, the deliverables, whether the brand wants editing, whether they want raw footage, whether they want paid ad usage, whether they want exclusivity, and how many videos they want. But as a beginner, I would not charge $25 for a fully edited video. That is not sustainable. If you're brand new and still building proof, you might start lower, but you still need to respect your time. A beginner might start around $100 to $200 per video, depending on the scope. As you get better, you can move into $250, $300, and even $400 per video. My course pricing module breaks UGC pricing down by experience level and also explains usage rights, raw footage, exclusivity should be priced separately because they increase the value the brand gets from your content. Here's what I want beginners to understand. Your base rate is not the same as full usage. If a brand wants one organic video to post on their page, that is one thing. But if they want to run your video as a paid ad for 6 months across TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and their website, that is more valuable. So you should ask questions before giving a final price. Questions like, how many videos are you looking for? Do you need raw footage? Will these be used organically or as paid ads? What platforms will the content be used on? Do you need exclusivity? What is the deadline? Do you need hooks or variations? These questions make you sound more professional and they protect you from undercharging. Let's make usage rights simple. Usage rights are the permission that you give the brand to use your content. Organic usage usually means that they can post it on their own social media pages. Paid usage means that they can put money behind your video and run it as an ad. Paid usage usually costs more because the brand is using their content to create sales at a scale. That is where a lot of new creators accidentally lose money. They'll charge one flat fee, send the video, and then later realize that the brand is using their content in an ad for months. That is why you need usage terms in writing. You want to know how long they can use their content, where they can use it, and whether they can edit it. You can simply say, my base rate includes organic usage on brand-owned social channels. Paid usage can be added depending on platform and duration. That one sentence can protect you from so much confusion. Now let's talk about protecting yourself. Please do not start a paid UGC project without clear terms. At minimum, you want the scope, payment, deadlines, usage rights, revision policy, and deliverables written out somewhere. A contract is best, but even a clear written agreement is better than nothing. You want to know what exactly you're delivering, when is it due, how much you're being paid, when are you being paid, how many revisions are included, where the brand can use the content, how long they can use it, can they edit it, do they need raw footage, etc. This protects both you and the brand. I also recommend getting a deposit for new clients when possible, especially if it's a larger project. And if a brand refuses to clarify usage, payment, or deliverables, that's a red flag. Not every opportunity is worth taking. Now I want to go through the biggest mistakes that I would avoid if I was starting over. Mistake number 1, making your content too polished. UGC should be high quality, but it should still feel real. If it feels like a commercial, it might not perform as well as something that feels natural and native to the platform. Mistake number 2, only focusing on aesthetics. Pretty content is great, but UGC needs strategy. What is the hook? What problem are you solving? Why should someone care? What is the CTA? Mistake number 3, not showing your face. You do not always have to show your face, but talking to the camera content builds trust. If you're comfortable doing it, practice it. Mistake number 4, pitching without a portfolio or examples of your work. You need proof of your work, even if it's spec content. Give brands something to look at. Mistake number 5, charging one flat rate for everything. A video with organic usage is not the same as a video with paid usage, raw footage, exclusivity, and multiple revisions. Mistake number 6, not following up. A lot of deals come from follow-ups. Mistake number 7, waiting until you feel ready. You will probably not feel ready in the beginning. You build confidence by doing it. So how do you stand out in 2026 when more and more people know about UGC? You become more strategic. You learn how brands think. You understand hooks, retention, benefits, pain points, product demos, buyer psychology, and ad angles. You don't just say, I can make videos. You say, I can create 3 different angles for this product. One routine-based, one problem solution, and one testimonial style. This makes you sound like a creative partner and not just someone who wants free products. Have clear rates. Have a portfolio link ready. Make yourself look professional. This is how you start treating UGC like a real business. Your first paid deal is exciting, but the goal is not to get one random deal and then just stop. The goal is to build consistency. Once you've worked with a brand, ask them if they need more content next month. Offer a bundle. Offer monthly content. For example, I loved working with you on this project. If your team needs ongoing content, I'd be happy to put together a monthly UGC package with 4 videos per month so you have consistent creatives to test. This is how you move from one-off projects to retainers. And you don't need to have everything figured out before you start. Your first goal is to get 1 paid deal, and then 3, and then a monthly client, then higher rates, and you build from there. My honest advice if you want to start UGC is this. Do not treat it like a quick side hustle where you throw together a portfolio and expect money immediately. Treat it like a skill-based business, because that's what it is. You're learning content creation, marketing, sales, negotiation, client communication, editing, scripting, and brand strategy. That might sound like a lot, but it's also why UGC is such a powerful skill. Even if you do UGC for a few months, you're learning skills that you can apply to social media, ads, personal branding, content marketing, business, and sales. So if you're a beginner, don't get discouraged if your first videos are not amazing. Don't get discouraged if brands don't respond to you right away. Don't get discouraged if you have to revise your portfolio. That's normal. The creators who win are usually not the ones who are perfect in the beginning. They're the ones who kept improving. So if I was starting UGC in 2026, my roadmap would be simple. Learn what UGC actually is, practice making 5 to 10 videos, build a simple portfolio, start applying to platforms, start pitching brands directly, learn how to price your work, ask about usage rights, use contracts and invoices, follow up, improve your content every single week, and focus on becoming someone brands trust to create content that feels natural, clear, and strategic. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be posting more UGC, creator, and content business videos. And if you want a more step-by-step breakdown, I'll leave my UGC resources below, including my beginner UGC course, templates, and guides to help you build your portfolio, pitch to brands, price your work, and start landing paid deals. And let me know in the comments where you are in your UGC journey. Are you just starting, building your portfolio, pitching brands, or trying to land higher paid brand deals? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.